Monster kill!
The battle begins.
Fnatic drafts like insane amount of damage. Every hero, every their position, 5+1, like all heroes provide a lot of damage.
Is there one draft in particular that we favor?
I quite like Fnatic's draft, honestly. I like the Bloodseeker versus I like how they play. It will also be very significant. A lot of control on the side of OG damage, but it doesn't really exist. I do think we well when the BKB. So yeah.
All right. So we're not going to have a game 3 according to Effie. Are we going to have a game 3?
I don't know. Emperor on side of OG always makes some magic, you know. Arlington major BDM so much. Can Yuragi do this? I don't know. Maybe he does.
Maybe he does.
Can the magic on it be? But I do like Fnatic.
I gotta be Invoker biased. I'm gonna go for the BCM. I'm just gonna keep it simple. I do hope it's an excellent Invoker, but he might go for the Quasvex shot. It's gonna be interesting. But yeah, it's a bit spooky. The BKB timings from the Bloodseeker and the Queen are definitely pretty strong. I'm a bit scared of that. But maybe some Sunstrike on some nice chains or something like that, and Invoker can pop off. I'm rooting for my boy.
All right, let's find out how game 2 is going to play itself out. We're heading over to Cap and SPG.
And at the end of that game 1, Armel gave us a 2-0. He thinks they're going to be able to bring down one of the best teams in the world, and it's just a flat-out 2-0. And they have had a magical lower bracket run. Still, OG, I mean, they've been the second most successful this season. You really think they're going to go down like that?
Especially in the lower bracket, right? They made that whole run, Stockholm Major. You can never count these guys out. It seems like when their backs are against the wall, that is where that patented OG magic comes out to play. They're going to need a little bit of it this game. I guess it's Brave Pack just killing their poke-oriented lineup. At the same time, BZM Invoker, Amar Razor, and the OG Shaker, Shu. Can't really get any more I mean, Taiga Dark Willow, every hero for them is pretty much signature.
It sounds to me like when it just comes to the individual player-hero combos, you favor OG, but on a strategy side, it seems like you really like that Visage last pick.
Fnatic's going to hit a very nice timing here. Again, the Wraith Pack Visage is really strong versus Ember and Invoker lineup. These are heroes that kind of want to poke you down with the fissures, and then at the same time, if you have damage problems, and Fnatic can get could be pretty annoying. That said, every time I doubt some of these lineups, OG find a way to make it work. They find the Echo Slams, they find the big terrorizes. Of course, these Sunstrikes could skew the laning. Something that PM is specialized in, this Exhort Invoker, his favorite style of playing this hero. OG has some setup on these side lanes from their supports. They could even go early chains point. Something to look out for. If the trades start happening in these side lanes, heroes are getting low, all of a sudden, boom. Solar Flare from nowhere.
Yeah. And it does look like OG set themselves up for a pretty good laning phase. They've got a ton. I mean, this is a lineup that just doesn't really look like it's going to run out of fighting power. It's not going to run out of damage. I mean, lineup that can brawl and team fight near constantly. They really don't have long cooldowns that they have to wait on.
Absolutely not. Again, I think every time OG gets, we're going to outscale them.
Yes.
Even if it's not true, they feel like that. That's part of the value of the cover I was talking about. They just think at some point Amar will get to BKB, Refresher, Link, AC, whatever his choice is, and unstoppable machine. The biggest tool Fnatic has to deal with Amar this game is this Palace Bloodseeker with the Rupture. That is a very important spell in these late game scenarios. Not going to be easy to throw out there, especially if Amar ends up with the Lincolns.
But is he going to be able to deal with the lane? Where it's not just a Razor lane, it's a Razor Earthshaker, so the lane, the equilibrium is already being pulled back. So this lane could become very long and very much to the favor of Razor in that regard. He likes it when he's close to his own tower and chase you a long time. Shaker enables that.
You can see him having a pretty good start, already linking up Janwell, pouring in the damage. Bloodseeker Maiden is also a lane that shoves the equilibrium out very fast. You have the Bloodright, you have Crystal Nova, 2 AoE spells that disrupt it very fast. Shu doesn't even necessarily have to play for the pullback. It's going to happen naturally over the course of this lane. And then, like you said, if Amar hits level 3, potentially look for a kill off Fissure. The upside is Fnatic can chip him down make sure he doesn't have the HP pool to just man up into this.
Yeah, it's already kind of looking that way. Amar, not looking super healthy, but they do manage to get a hard camp pull. See, this Visage is kind of terrorizing. I mean, that level 1 nuke is so dangerous. So I feel like it's so easy to get to the 3 levels of soul max damage out.
I mean, this spell is the strongest burst in the game on the laning phase. The 4-second cooldown, you get 2 or 3 of them off. No one's living through that. Jab's trying to put it to use here. They really want this first blood.
It's going to do a lot of damage to Yuragi here. Might just be enough. Nice slight dodge, but it's not enough. DJ will claim it with just a good old bonk to the head.
That was DJ not even skilling anything up for that kill. Level 1 getting the job done. A huge first blood for them because, again, Jabs is committing a huge amount of mana to get this first blood. He needs payoff, sacrificing CS to make it happen.
What about our mid lane matchup? Invoker versus Queen of Pain, but an Invoker that goes for the Exort build early. Hold up, Jabs might be in some trouble here. Really nice brambles into the chains as well. Oh, that Dark Willow almost dies, but instead the Shadow Realm will go off and finish off the Visage, and Taiga can keep his distance against DJ. There's no abilities available. DJ tries to get him. Taiga playing games with him, and he gets it. He baits it out with the Fairy Fire. Now will die to the tower. Nobody's getting his experience.
Beautiful Willow gameplay on this top lane. Getting Yuragi back into this lane after the first blood. Making Jabs and DJ have to TP out here. The upside is Jabs will get the mana refill. Bottle refill mid from DJ. Just landing the brambles. I mean, it's not necessarily the easiest spell to just land like that.
Well, it is easier now that the activation period got buffed up.
Back in my day.
Back in my day, those brambles were a whole lot harder to hit. Look at that, Taiga baiting it out. Had the Fairy Fire the entire time. Didn't even pop it before he got hit. Frostbite into Bloodright. This is that constant harassment that you're keeping the Razor low enough, keeping him around that 50% HP where he doesn't feel good enough to be able to static link, really challenge you. It's working well. Bloodseeker's at 17-3, top CS in the game right now.
He has some help, right? The trades in the top lane, great for OG. The downside is Palace gets another 100 move speed down here with the boots on top of it. Amar has no chance to just link him up and create a damage differential. So Fnatic kind of winning the bottom lane off the trades top, even if they're not the best. Here's more harass.
Uses the slide, so there's no chance to dodge that soul.
Fnatic's almost happy to let him sit down here on the low HP.
Yeah.
He has no... Okay, Taiga had a salve, but it's not super effective. And just look at this Bloodseeker's move speed, 430 on brown boots.
Yeah, pretty crazy. Chu not in position to be able to get a good Fissure block, so that's going to be another static link wasted.
Difficult side lane for Amar here. He is just getting spammed down.
Top lane again, Yuragi. Oh, Flame Garden not blocking
Toss
enough
back.
damage. Now the toss back, Taiga.
Is a Shadow Realm.
He has a level 2 Shadow Realm. So, maybe you would go for the maxed out Bramble.
You don't want to feed too many kills. This is a hero who arguably uses early levels better than almost any other offlaner outside of Beastmaster maybe. Starts getting to a fast level 6, Ember falls behind. Might turn into an issue for OG, and OG does not want to give Yuragi anything on this lane. Triple wave with range creeps pushing in with the flag bearer. They can do some harass here.
Get the denies.
Please get some denies. Or nothing.
Sometimes you just don't quite coordinate that deny in the range.
Still, this level differential is perhaps the most influential for this. This is just high and Ember's behind. This safe lane Ember does not function from this far behind. And Amar, he's not having much of a better time.
There goes that Bloodright. Are they going to chase him down underneath the tower? No. Good Fissure block comes down from Chu. Does bail out, but Jabs at the same time looks like they got aggressive and they'll kill the Visage. DJ could do nothing to stop it. In fact, he may even die as well. The Shadow Realm's going to do a lot of damage here. Toss back onto Yuragi, though, will save DJ's life. A real threat.
Kill to get this Ember. Again, every time I think he's out of the lane, they make some kill, make it happen, and get him back. Ember's levels are incredibly important for OG's mid game going in. He's going to be the big tempo setter in terms of when does Yuragi want to join the fights and what is itemization. Already with the Orb of Corrosion tells me he wants to fight early.
Everybody is so low. The Bloodright's going to go out. Chu's just going to turn around, do what damage he can, but Palos, he collects the kill and reaps the blood. He goes back up to a healthy position.
Rune, DJ securing it. This is level 6 on Quap.
Not quite what you were really wanting to see. Kane Rune, DD, anything would.
Look at the D-Ward though.
That is nice. Sunstrike, first one attempted of the game from what we've seen. Not enough to land, but it is just enough to get the kill anyway. Yeah, underneath the tower they get it. Meanwhile, the dive in the mid lane, they tried to go for the kill on BZM. DJ's the one to die instead. A couple more hits. Chu thinking about the deny, but it looks like the Quas will outdo the Shadow Strike damage. BZM will be fine.
Big kill to survive there for this Invoker, getting that Sonic Wave out of the game.
I kind of feel like Fnatic have slipped up a little bit. I'm not sure if I agree with them letting this Visage just hang out and dry. This guy, we were talking about how he was doing so well in lane early on and how a fast level 6 could be massive, but they've just kind of been leaving him by the wayside. Instead, trying to put pressure on mid. Here it will pay out. They'll get a kill on Chu. Armel's going to take some damage here. Blinks to the side. No Sunstrike.
Oh, dodge. I tend to agree. Ideally, you wanted to keep this Viscers in the lane and not have OG be able to turn around. Upside is if you're getting the kills mid and accelerating Quap, you're probably happy with it.
That's true.
The fact it didn't connect, yeah, Fnatic feels bad about that one. Jabs is still having an okay game. I mean, you expect to maybe die once or twice on this. He's a trade-oriented hero. You're okay not having this early game as long as you get those levels. Half off 6. The downside is Yuragi gets a lot off it. He is level 6 now. Got his boots up. Highest net worth for OG. Very good game.
Yeah. And Ember's one of those pretty decent heroes for holding a safe lane tower. Gonna try and go for it. The Fissure into the Brambles, into the Sunstrike for the blink away. No, the Cold Snap, it caught him, but the Sunstrike still wasn't enough damage.
He wants the rune.
Doesn't want the rune. Chu's gonna ensure that the bottom one cannot go to Armel. The top one picked up by DJ. He doesn't have mana to really make a move. Well, he does have 7 magic wand charges and a clarity that just got flown out. Maybe he can make a move.
Another D-ward for him.
Very nice.
Fnatic just owning this Vision game in series, it feels like. D-wards add up. Remember, you're getting less XP now. Means a lot for supports.
Sunstrike! Not quite on the mark to still get the kill. The Rupture's gonna go out. But I'm not sure if Palos can really go for it unless DJ helps him out. DJ is going to be here with the Avalanche, and the toss over the side with the Rupture. That'll bleed him out. Palos collects the last hit. There's going to be the Shadow Realm hit. Palos gets a little bit low, so he's not going to chase down these supports. He does have 20 minutes. Should be fine to play the lane.
Nice rotation from DJ. Cures this Rupture kill with the toss back damage. It's going phase boots again. I wonder if this decision is just about the nerfs to the toss range, being able to close the gap faster. Itemization for this tiny Armel.
Realm going off in the Shadow Strike. Real threat. This is going to be a constant combo. Toss back into the Rupture. I mean, they have been showing a lot of strength with this tiny.
They love this hero.
The toss back last game was Coil Snap, Rupture.
Yeah, give DJ any AoE stun, I'll believe in it. Placements have been perfect in these games. Another Rupture here, toss back online.
If they can get the toss back next to the tower, it'd be pretty nice. Underneath the tower, Amar will die. Palos down to half health, but not shy. Looks for the supports, doesn't find anybody. Once again, OG trying to get aggressive around Amar, but Fnatic seem to be putting a lot of effort to get him down.
Razor's having a rough one. Amar farm his way back from some slow starts. Like I said, though, this is going to be hard into that Visage ball with the Rupture constantly online. I mean, Palos doesn't have to Rupture much else in this game.
I'm not sure if I've ever seen Amar have this slow of a start on a Razor,
yeah,
right? Like we watched like the Timber Saws, something like that, you know, like, okay, slow start, but he comes back into it. I feel like he almost always...
I think it was just a product of the fact there were so many trades happening on the map. Bloodseeker was 400 plus MS all the time. He has Crystal Maiden nuking out the lane for him.
Breaks Fnatic retreat, even though they were the ones in the high ground. It was 2 supports just running into it. Fnatic, a little bit skittish.
Both carries trying to hold their safe lane here. Talked about Yuragi's done a decent job of just maintaining his control here, not letting jabs push too deep. Still has the catapult wave, and Armel trying to force the Ember out of here to secure that. Meanwhile,
Palos being chased down, and he has nowhere to run to. He's blocked in from the trees. Finally, an aggressive move from OG with Amar that nets the kill, and we'll be able to find another one too. The Crystal Maiden's going to be slight chains, an easy Fissure block from Chu. Nice maneuver there, and a huge difference, right? I mean, Quap rotates top, the Ember Spirit's there. There's no way you can kill that guy. Yuragi's like, okay, I'll see you later.
Yeah, makes the most of the situation. A nice breakdown of the laning phase here from OG. Even giving the tome to Yuragi, saying, your levels are going to carry us through this game. We believe in you. Level 9.5 on this Ember. He is set up to do a huge amount of work this game. Mithril Hammer online. Maelstrom up next. Jabs will get the tower trade. But ideally, Fnatic doesn't want to lose Bloodseeker in that type of scenario.
Especially since snowballing so well. Still the top net worth in the game. And a
DJ
late
Armel.
TP in.
You might have saw
Armel?
that off the plasma field.
Yeah, the plasma field was kind of close. But I don't see OG like scrambling. So maybe they don't know, but DJ and Armel are gonna go for it. Terrorize being threatened, but look at Armel. He's getting the positioning, hits the Sonic Wave. The Terrorize does land, but Armar, he's taken out for the Shadow Strike. They do manage to get the deny. Yuragi, very nicely played. Nice, just run in. Haste through, Echo Slam straight up on a DJ with a block out of the Fisher. Armel is forced to blink away. So pretty decent. I mean, sure, Amar died, but it was deny for...
Dies to his own team. Get nothing out of that co-op rotation. Ideally, that's also why they wanted to defend that safe lane tower, because Armel can get a good fight off the back of that tier 1 with the Sonic Wave coming in with a turnaround. The fact that he got that tower is kind of what forced this awkward attempt by Armel in the first place. Bringing the numbers again. Ember and Shaker really pulling in the mid game for OG here. Yuragi controlling the map beautifully. Maelstrom online. Shu has Arcane Boots and Tumbler Toy.
Now, BCM, we see that hand of Midas on him, so that is something to just kind of mind that the current state of game, especially if they can start getting some Sunstrike kills. He hasn't gotten a single one yet.
Yeah, he's just going to shove the waves out, throw in the Sunstrikes. He's the real carry of this OG lineup. In my opinion, it's always late game Exor Invoker is terrifying, especially in the hands of this man. He's just going to gear up for that late game. Or perhaps play with Ember. He's actually got drums on the man.
Boots of Travel kind of...
Dire structures are fortified.
See what they decide to do. Maybe they just feel like this Ember's having so much momentum. Why not just go skirmish, take the fight to Fnatic before their Super Ball's online?
And when is that Super Bowl going to be online?
Well, I say Super Ball, and it's kind of just jabs. I mean,
yeah, it's just mostly down to his Wraith Pack timing.
It's them grouping around this Visage with the Wraith Pack, bringing in the Bloodseeker off the back of the Quap and the Maiden damage. When I say ball, though, it's more about Fnatic getting that 5-on-5 where their damage goes to work, and the Bloodseeker, that's when he's really going to pull ahead on the map. That's where Maiden shines. That's where this tiny displacement shines. OG can play the map. They can split them apart, abuse this Invoker bots Midas with the Sunstrike threat. It lets Amar catch up in the jungle.
Yeah, I mean, they've got some heroes with some special mobility. They've got skirmish power. These 2-on-1 fights are really good.
This is the exact type of poke they can do. Fissure, Bramble, Sight, Sunstrike,
what can you do? What can you do?
That's the poke power, and Armel doesn't want to let him just get away for free.
Big two have DJ coming in from the side. Hit a nice avalanche, and Taiga is going to be targeted, tossed up. Should be finished off with a Blood Right. Not quite enough damage, though. Oh, the Sonic Wave will certainly finish him off. It also hit Yuragi on the side, who's now going to be ruptured up. He does have a Spirit to go back to. The threat of the Meteor is going to force Palos back. The Visage is still jumping forward, though. Drops a couple birds. Yuragi inside the Blood Right, trying to walk away. Gets sounds up, he's dead. A huge Echo Slam from Chu, but it's not quite enough to finish up. Maybe the Tornado. It's going to be low on damage. Armel survives through it. Look at Palos running forward, but into the hands of Amar, who wants to be able to grab him, but he can't quite do the damage. Denied. Done well, and DJ combo up with the help of Jabs, and they roll over OG. Triple kill already for Jabs. BCM, in fact, running for his life, teleporting back to Fountain.
Absolutely destructive team fight from Fnatic there, abusing this Wraith Pack to the maximum. DJ getting at least 2 to 3 combos off there.
They will get the pick off on the Crystal Maiden once again.
Sometimes you got to throw a little back, you know, so you don't get too cocky. I thought that rupture on Yuragi was going to be rough to commit into, where he just remnants back and then says, what's up? What are you going to do? But OG choosing to re-engage with Amar TPing in, and it's going to cost them dearly here. A huge fight for Fnatic. Again, the 5-on-5, when they group up like this, they need to get something out of it. Turn their Bloodseeker online. That's exactly what they wanted.
Also, huge power this Visage, right? The fact that you could just go and fight Yuragi underneath his tower. Like, he goes back like that. And look at Jabs. I mean, we know Jabs. This man's a tower diver extraordinaire. He will never shirk from a fight underneath the enemy's tower.
Power of the birds too, getting multiple stuns off in that fight. You can just run him in. There's not a lot of Gravekeeper break from this OG lineup unless Yuragi's playing ham.
And look at Palos, just turns on a dime as soon as he sees Amar and barely gets out. I mean, that kind of fast reaction, he's a little bit slower. He easily just goes down there. But instead, both him and Armel barely stay alive. As a result, Fnatic really lose nobody in that fight. You know, just a 5 Crystal Maiden, who cares?
The fight's big for their supports too. Tiny, CM are 2 heroes that are really going to use these early levels maximum potential in these engagements, especially Crystal Maiden. This is a hero where if you die in the fights, you can fall behind. Johnwell getting in there, getting some extra XP, pushing him up to level 8. DJ, he's at 1,800 gold with phase boots. He is pretty farm.
They know he's here right now. They had the successful scan on him, but they just don't know if he's out and what
Trying
happened.
to catch bottom on Armel. Gets chained.
Uh-oh. Chained up into the Terrorize that's coming in. Hits him before the blink away. Very nicely done. DJ, meanwhile, was setting up for a kill on the top. They're going to turn around with the BZM Invoker here. Do a lot of damage with that Meteor, and it's going to be enough to get the kill. At the same time, he got the toss-up with the Rupture, so maybe Palos can collect and kill in the 2. If he does, can he heal up? He can. Not enough damage. Now, 1 by 1, Fnatic stumbling into this one. Jab's going to show up, but it's him against 4.
Is this the fight
The
for you?
Familiar's going to be able to bail him out. No way.
Don't
A fifth
think
member
so.
from OG shows up. Fnatic. They saw the fight bottom, and I guess they thought they can make a move to top lane, but the BZM Exort Invoker denies them everything. That was effectively a team wipe.
Telling you, this Exort Invoker is the real carry of this game. You have to respect the damage this hero can output. Meteor absolutely decimating a hero right off the bat. The right click coming in with this alacrity. Wouldn't be surprised to just see him put it on himself this entire game. The amount of right click this hero can do, absolutely absurd. And yeah, Armel dying bottom. He's their biggest damage for all these early fights. Fnatic just chain feeding 1 by 1 into what was a very awkward engagement.
Fisher, Meteor,
Burn.
so much damage, and the toss over to the side was nice, but I think Chu had like a full magic wand. Yeah, he pops it there, doesn't even come close to dying to the blood right.
Imagine there's a raid pack down here and there's bird stuns or something. Maybe Palos can man up.
Sure.
I mean, maybe he felt like with BKB too, and I'm pretty sure BZM got a Dragon Scale stolen out of that as well on the side.
Oh, really?
So maybe some extra neutral item damage being...
Bad goes to worse for Fnatic.
Alright, Blink online for D. Gonna make team fighting a lot easier. Closing in on this Bloodseeker B. Probably the most important item for Fnatic right now, to actually let him commit to the fight when the damage is being done. He's just hiding, man. Not feel safe on this map, and for good reason. OG were smoked on his triangle.
They got a nice aggressive ward down. I think he placed the ward. Yeah, he didn't put it on directly on the high ground, so this is that, you know, if they just throw a sentry up there to check it out, they won't.
Got some good vision, it feels like, for the first time in a decent amount of time.
Yeah.
And I like this bots on Yuragi too. Like, this is gonna combine well with the Invoker bots, just playing the map, splitting Fnatic up. We saw in that scenario, if one Fnatic member dies on the map, suddenly that team fight is just broken. Double bots makes very hard to push out the lanes. Now Fnatic, they're in a situation where they feel like they need to jump this Ember off the map.
Gonna be able to get this, the Blink Dagger. Oh,
Illusion Bait might catch him here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Illusion is gonna be able to scout things. He
Yeah.
spots DJ. DJ blinks backwards.
Radiant's
Really nice sense there from Roggy. Meanwhile, Jabs, he also has sense here that something's not quite right. They show himself in the middle.
Rallying Fnatic a little. At least forcing Armel to show here, which means Fnatic's not getting this 5-on-5 they ideally wanted this time. This is where the Visage is strong. Now he's going to have to kind of farm his way to AC, his next power spike. It's a lot of time, these double bots. Invoker, Midas, Amar Raze are going to go to work. You're going to get out farmed here.
Why they have to finish up that BKB so they can take back. They can't be afraid of OG.
This is not a Roche you want to give up if you're Fnatic.
Yeah, but they may not have a choice in the matter. I mean, it's a little slow from OG considering everybody's hitting it, but Fnatic are not in a position to contest.
It's just gone. Smoke too late from Fnatic here.
Yeah, they were just sitting around there tier 2 for too long. Finally go for the smoke. It's going to be too late. Jabs throws his familiars out there. They're not going to be there in time, though.
Jabs trying to take the fight.
Yeah, he still wants to go for it. Ember Spirit down to half health. Now Lamar does have his BKB. He's going to go for the challenge immediately. Could be ruptured. And Sonic Wave takes a lot of damage. He goes to the TP out, and he's going to be fine. Meanwhile, that back line, a lot of damage there. Yuragi jumping away, TPing out as well, but he dies, and it looks like Palos is here to be able to clean up.
So
They
fast.
all got so low that Palos was sped up, able to just run down that extra hero. So, I mean, Fnatic, you could see it. They can take these fights even into an Aegis.
That's ideal scenario. Rupture on Razor is debilitating for OG's lineup. There is no counterplay to this. Just has to stand there and take it. Sonic Wave pushing him back, dealing more damage. Good way to salvage the situation from Fnatic. They can also attempt to deward some of these obs around their triangle. Regain some of the map control while Ember's dead for 40.
Ward this ward that spotted earlier. Where is Chu at when it comes to his item progression?
He's got Shard. He still has that Tumbler Thor, you know, the mini.
Just wondering because I feel like he's the big setup for the Exorts and Invoker's damage. Fisher not going to come out in time, and honestly, with a Kaya Sanj and another Ogre Club on top of that, that is not an easy kill. He's 2200 HP. On top of Magic Wand. Yeah, they would have to do it.
This'll come in handy.
Mel being tanking this game. It's going to pay dividends later on. Like, if you imagine this co-op getting to a point where she has Satanic plus all this tankiness, the Shard online, just blinking around, silencing people. OG's burst is good, but I can see a situation where he gets bailed out by some sort of interrupt, some toss, suddenly reset the fight, and suddenly Armel's just carrying these late game situations. Kite these OG heroes around. I think OG won a strike right now. They have the Aegis.
They're going to catch Palos here, not let him get off his BKB. A nice chain stun with that Shard pick up the Earthshaker. A toss back though onto BZM. That's pretty decent, but do they have the damage to finish him off? Armel's going to have to blink backwards here. The Curse Crown. Oh, what was that? He didn't throw the damage onto BZM. He doesn't want to throw through that Aegis. He's focusing on the Ember Spirit instead and almost got it. DJ counts in the end. Blinks ahead of a Mars Plasma Field and gets the kill. Now he's on the run though. Tornado's going to catch him and they will run him down. DJ says that's fine. I did my job. I got the kill I was looking for.
He'll even trade with Taiga there. Fnatic inching victories out of what looked to be a disaster with Bloodseeker just getting burst right off the bat.
And again, these DJ initiations are fantastic.
It's ahead, quite literally.
I mean, he gets the opening on the Invoker and he catches the Ember Spirit on the jump back. Saw it from his Nyx Assassin yesterday. This man knows where to be in the right position.
Worst case scenario for Fnatic. Killed it right off the bat. That's the power of BZM here. He's looking to do it again.
Might happen. Earthshaker with the Shard. The stun. Really good way for B here. Get off of B. Once the Bloodseeker's low, like if not feeling, go in and commit kills.
Tiny is just super annoying because he's so tanky. OG don't want to really commit spells on this guy, and at the same time, he's destroying the fight.
Shout out to Jabs there, focusing all of his attention onto the Ember Spirit rather than finishing off the Aegis of the Invoker.
He did not care about resetting BZM's HP pool.
Yeah.
This Ember is so much control in the fight for OG as well. Damage adding up over the long run. Really coming down to a game. OG gets jump and can burst a good target, then they can take the fight into all the... Yeah, that doesn't happen. You're basically relying on the net worth on these OG cores to just power through the damage, and good luck, you know, Rupture, Sonic Wave. It's a lot to power through.
Amar's just focusing on being as tanky as he can. Now has a Heaven's Halberd. Pretty interesting. Terrorized gonna come in. Pal's forced to use the BKB. Despite the fact that he had tons of allies around, put himself in a position where he could have been bursted. BKB on cooldown, and an opportunity maybe, G.
This is the global threat OG wants to play with. They want to use the Forge Spirits when the Invoker goes pushing bottom, show heroes on different parts of the map for Fnatic, and set up with the Sunstrikes.
Yeah, look at this. Tiger's just going for it with the Sunstrike, and they got the kill!
What a monster.
Taiga with that killer instinct did not let that one go. He said his BKB's on cooldown. I got him.
Sets that up absolutely beautifully, and he's still up here. He knows this is the type of map situation OG thrives in.
Gonna catch him?
Trying to force another BKB.
Yeah. Armel, though, he won't have to use that BKB. Again, we talked about how tanky he is. Not the same as that blood.
them, pull them apart. The Sunstrike help you do the work.
It feels like Jabs is struggling to be in the right place on map because of what you're.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
He's getting dragged around for sure. The upside is he has been farming a lot.
Yeah.
My God, he is rich.
Hero on his team. Map still belongs. I'm not sure if that's ever going to change. Parts of that hand of Midas. Another big part is these Forge Spirits and now split pushing, getting.
I'm pretty curious to see if he takes this new Chaos Medium. Talent's been talked about. This thing chunks, man. It absolutely chunks in the late game. You're also talking about more ways to break stacks on the Visage. Try and cut through, because right now, who is killing these birds? I'm not seeing it. It's gonna be a deep committal from OG. Not necessarily the scenario they want to end up with. Again, they want to play this pokey type fight. Throw out the fissures, throw out the slights, wear the Crystal Maiden or the Tiny down on a jump, and then get a numbers advantage for the middle. Just get stuck on a man fight. I don't know if they're winning it through the rupture and how much damage mitigation this.
Their Aura team fight is kind of out of control now. They've got an AC and a Wraith Pact on that.
Toss back again.
Pretty simple pick off here. Freezing to ensure the kill that much.
You just stuck in rat mode.
Yeah.
Net worth isn't changing. Still, you feel like Fnatic are getting more out of the map.
You think so?
I feel like they are. The amount of net worth this Visage is bringing in, the scalability of Queen of Pain in these games just seems absurd.
Oh, DJ! He caught him! And he has no mana to work with. Okay, he did have some launch charges, so he's got a little bit. He can jump to the Remnant and then still have a little bit more to work with. But Palos gets caught again. Oh, no.
And they're going to get the D-Ward. You can pry, find your target. Palos getting caught off guard. This is how OG can build a lead on the map. They want to be finding these pickoffs, setting Fnatic scores back. At a certain point, some of their team fight will kick in, right? That's Willow Shaker. So when we're saying this 5-on-5 wasn't favorable for OG in the early game, I think at a certain point it becomes easier for them. Off the back of how much poke damage they can do, forces Fnatic to commit. You overclump once, you're going to get echoed, you're going to get terrorized. Suddenly you're in a routed situation.
Pretty big team. Could come in.
One man I'd bet on getting an Echo Slam. Gotta be true.
I like how everybody plays around their... Nowadays, whenever you throw a sentry, see an observe ward there, you immediately run. Because you know people will...
You know what's... Bottom tower takes half that.
And this rat is really going to work.
Roggy TP bottom just to force the wave progressively here while Fnatic smoking mid. Trying to catch something. DJ probably will.
Oh, blinks over to the side, does manage to get the avalanche, so Chu won't be able to get off any spells.
Just seal totemed over.
Now, Jabs is alone here in the top lane. Can the two of these heroes do it? Ziragi's taking a ton of damage. All that physical damage, he's fighting into an AC, so the Visage familiars and the Visage himself.
This guy's indestructible, man.
Yeah.
I think Yuragi thought, all right, I'll poke him a little bit, show him what's up. And
I mean, he's got to respect that talent, right? The AC minus armor, and then plus the fact you get the armor corruption, you lose your armor so quickly.
Start to wear him down. He's got the Gravekeeper shard. He's got Cloak of Flames to buff up the resistance more. I don't know how they're killing this guy, to be honest. It's got to be just some crazy good link. Burn the charges down and then chunk him with an Echo or a Sunstrike. If Jabs just frontlines, it creates an obnoxious position for OG again. Can't poke this hero right now. You have to commit into him. OG doesn't want to commit. All of a sudden, DJ tossing you back.
What if he does one better than frontlining? He's about to complete that Aghanim step. What if he starts the fight getting on top of a hero
take the front line to them.
Yeah, exactly.
He is a deadly force right now.
I mean, plus you saw that damage that was coming out on the Ember Spirit earlier. Now it's amplified even more.
Hex on BZM. This could be the key to let them burst a target.
Is DJ gonna be able to respond fast enough. The smoke's gonna break on the low ground. He blinks away. Taiga couldn't catch it.
Armel on the hill, scouting it all.
Blink back in. Look at Armel. Daring to, he's gonna poke at them. He's got his BKB. He's got to be careful though. He's gonna be chased on. No opportunity to force that forward act. Slam finishes him off. The Visage takes a ton of damage as well. He pops the shard, but Amar is draining away all that damage. He's actually gonna retreat. They're afraid of jabs. They go for the toss over to the side onto Palos. A nice two-man chains coming up from Yuragi.
And he stuns.
Out, and he stuns. He ogre seals totems forward, but it doesn't stop the TP.
Amazing bail there from OG. They saw the Queen of Pain buyback and wanted absolutely nothing to do with that. Now Fnatic really wants this Aegis to make sure that this buyback wasn't in vain.
But I mean, OG, they can easily get here in position to defend. They're going to get the information off of Sunstrike.
Yeah, no rupture.
They're doing everything they can. They want to do this as quickly as possible. OG are closing in fast, but are they going to be there in time? DJ, he stops Amar, tosses him over the side. He's giving up his own lines to ensure they can get this Roshan. The meteor's going to go out, rolls over DJ. The Sonic Wave does a lot of damage to Amar. Palos finally finished up the Roshan, but he's already so low. He's going after the kill on Chu with the BKB. He will be able to collect on that one. Now turns on to BZM. BZM Bob with the BKB. Goes after Janwell. BKB does outlast the Bloodseeker. First line down, runs around the way. Immediately onto Armel. Armar, he's trying to stay on top of Armel, but he can't quite see him into the trees. He managed to jump away. Jabs dropping the Visage Familiars onto Amar and Yuragi, but Palos is getting low, and he can't finish off Amar. BCM's low as well. They're also low, but nobody can commit on the side of Fnatic. Armel, he gets caught up in the tornado, but Taiga has nothing to be able to stop him from blinking away. BZM, Amar, both of them down way below 200 HP, but they still survive.
Look at this Invoker damage, man. He has Quiver, he has Hex, just standing his ground the entire fight. There's a reason this guy plays for the late game. He took the Meteor damage, absolutely burning them alive in this engagement. Untouched, lives through it all.
I mean, that was a super awkward situation for Fnatic. They had so heavily committed to doing this Roshan, but you could see with Palos not hitting it right now.
Palos wanted Aegis. He didn't want the fight. They get split up a little bit.
Yeah, it takes him so long. By the time he gets it, sure, he gets Roshan, he gets the Aegis, but he's already pretty low and he's burned through most of his BKB.
I mean, the most important thing here is there's no rupture either. Imagine there's a rupture on this Razor or a rupture on this Invoker. Suddenly the tossbacks do more damage. Fnatic can commit in the fight with extra damage.
That reaction. Immediate side device onto Armel.
BZM is just a beast on this hero. Spell casting, dodging in and out. Ability to know his limits and stand his ground.
Here it comes.
Jabs hunting.
Silent as the grave. Jabs makes his way across the map. Almost ran into BZM. BKB immediately going out at the first sign of aggression.
Has the flank though.
DJ coming in from the side. They're going to try and deal with that big team fighter in Chu. And it looks like he could go down first, but DJ's going to trade out his life for that one. Immediate buyback from DJ. They want to be able to collect on this one. Yuragi chased away. Armel, they can't actually blink and stop OG from retreating. That buyback effectively worthless.
Another costly buyback from Fnatic here. Their economy getting worn down by this lineup that is just poking them, forcing them to commit. Sure, you're trading off supports, but not favorably. And these OG cores, they are getting to the late game where suddenly Tri-Core is going to be very formidable in these 5-on-5 engagements.
Oh, DJ actually jumping in onto that Ember Spirit.
He's got a Deso.
Jabs. They're going to poke at him here. Careful of the Curse Crown. Yours will ward off OG. Really, they got to be careful of that. They just got to go on anybody else, I feel like.
Deso pickup is pretty interesting. It's not some like ultra late game item pickup normally pick up for Ember. It's a earlier type some momentum item.
Right.
He's just going to apply massive armor debuff for his other two cores to go to work. This is why Yuragi's such an interesting carry player. He understands sometimes when to play for his other heroes, let them carry the game, make them shine. I mean, Amar's got Satanic. BZM's got Octarine. He has all the right click he needs. Apply the debuff, be annoying, try and bait some spells. The poke is real now.
It certainly is, and it is making it very hard for Fnatic to push outside of their base because You never know when you're going to get Fisher stunned and Chain stunned, just like they're trying to go on to Visage now. They have to terrorize, but he's in his flying form, so he's going to be flying over the trees. Amar's going to chase after him underneath this tier 2, but he goes into the storm. A bash and a Sonic Wave. It cleans up the Invoker, turning back onto Amar. He stole a lot of damage, but now without the BKB, can he actually play out this fight? Just one-shot DJ real quickly, but can he actually get away from Jabs, who's now back up to full health? Here comes Amar. He's going to turn back around onto Jabs, but Jabs keeping his distance, letting the familiars do its work, and they're going to pick and poke at OG, not letting them fully run away, but also not fully committing to the team fight.
Always that Echo Slam waiting in the back you have to be careful of. Very nice go there from Fnatic. They get their Bloodseeker on top of Invoker. Probably the most important hero in these fights, and of course the Basher sealing his fate there on the TP out. Jabs
very important.
Jabs just baiting him in that tree line. Again, he is the tankiest hero. Ideal scenario for Fnatic is OG overcommits on this Vistage. He has buyback as well. One of the few heroes who can come in and still do a decent job because he has no cooldowns.
And again, that stone form. I mean, you said, like, if you ever do go on Jabs and you can't kill him, he's going to go ahead, drop it in that stone form, and then you're just stalled out completely. It really feels like they can't go for this Visage.
Catch him out of guard, you burn the stacks quick, sure. In a prolonged chase like that, it's gonna feel bad eventually. Remember, this Razor is Satanic Razor. It's not the old style of Refresher double BKB.
Sure. Yeah.
He doesn't want to take some super long extended fight. I mean, sure, he lasts a long time. But not if he gets caught by Dagger, he gets slowed down, he will get kited out.
His timing is on that first static link. It's not on the double Eye of the Storm wearing you down bit by bit.
Biggest timing for Fnatic in this late game is perhaps the Bloodseeker levels. If we get up to multiple ruptures, he is building Refresher.
Yeah, that was the thing for me. When you were talking about the late game of OG, I was thinking, okay, but what if Palos gets the level 5?
Yeah, that's a big what if. He's a long way away, especially in the new XP patch. That said, if he does get there with the Refresher,
yeah, with
it's gonna
the
be
Refresher,
absolute destruction here because OG cannot deal with these ruptures. They really can't. You just tank them for the team and hope for the best at that point.
Yeah.
There's no Lotuses, there's no Lincolns.
And that is kind of why he built that way, right? Why he went for double tank items into a Satanic as well. Like, he knows he's going to get ruptured, and he just wants to be...
Just stand there and fight.
Exactly. Stand there and fight and be the best distraction he can. Jabs hunting around with that invisibility.
Aggressive positioning from OG here, trying to hold the high ground, hold their high ground ward, bait Fnatic in. They're not falling for it. Jabs, again, flying over the cliffs. He has Gem. Pretty hard to catch him off guard, and even if you do, he's not the target you want to go on here.
Dire's middle tower.
Super farmed.
So Fnatic, they know that OG's up there, and they've said, okay, we're just going to mirror you. You want to take that tier 2? We're going to take your tier 1 and tier 2 on the other side of the map. Yuragi's going to look to defend, especially with double damage. He's down the creep.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Next Roche here. It's a long way away, but that's what they're trying to control the map to do. Buybacks are going to be ultra important for this fight. Save your gold and make it count. Buy out and risk the glory. Not an easy decision in these types of games.
Havoc Hammer. That trying wards.
This is not a ward, OG. It's a very awkward place for Dire to fight on this side lane on the side of the map. It's just more of a pick-off ward. They want to see someone up here alone, be able to jump and burst them. Mel blinks forward even.
That Shivas. They're going to try and kill the familiars here. Resummon, only got one of them. Still,
Droggy pushing in bottom, trying to reset this map a little, force Fnatic back, so his rest of his team regain the vision control, hold the Roshan, hold the runes.
I'm a little bit surprised they haven't tried to exploit that more, considering all the damage they got early on with the Forged Spirits. I feel like I would want to keep hitting that pressure point.
CM's just been farming. He's almost level 25 here. He's got Hex, he's got Octarine, his Shard, Bell Prism. Again, he is the carry. I agree, maybe he could have pressured bottom a bit more with Forges at this time. He wants to be with the team because he's the
finds
first.
the opening, he tosses over onto the high ground. Amar is stuck up there. DJ gives up his life to get Amar into a position that he's just going to have to TP away from. but the problem is, Fnatic, are they strong enough to actually move forward? BCM's also going to TP out here, and Yuragi should have a spirit to jump away to. Yeah, if Fnatic actually is momentary reset for them.
Roshan has spawned here. No buyback on Tiny. Again, OG do not want to give up this hill. Gonna get the D ward. Fire Fnatic to smoke out again if they have it. They have one on this crystal.
Spotted by the sun.
Not a Roshan either team wants to give up.
Very awkward for Fnatic with DJ dead for another 12 seconds.
This is Ags Roche. Ags on Ember here or Razor is absolutely deadly.
Fnatic is just gonna have to give this one up. I mean, DJ is so important to them for the initiation and for utilizing the rupture.
Can't fight without him.
Yeah, you really can't.
It's gonna be a concession, which means I don't think you're fighting into this Aegis. Who's gonna take the Ags here? It will be Yuragi. Suddenly,
Took it all.
Carry Ember, who was playing for his cores, is now playing for himself. He's got Scotty, he's got Ags. Not the same beast he was a couple seconds ago. This is a cool smoke.
He's pushing Fnatic on Roshan. It up somewhere, maybe we can find something. Amar is hard to go on. He's got cheese. He's effectively gone 3 lives. Stand to go for the Earth Shaker. Blink forward. Armel finishes him off. Echo Slam immediately used by Chu, but Armel was safe with it. Used an early BKB. The scythe goes out into the Terrorite with the Ember Spirit coming in hot. They're going to be able to take down Palos immediately. Jap's going to be able to fighting through this one. Ember Spirit sticks on to the Queen of Pain. Meanwhile, the ultimate going out from Crystal Main. We should be able to kill Taiga here. Freezes them out. Back over to fight in the river with a toss up in the air onto the Ember Spirit. DJ does what he can, but ultimately there's no damage behind him. Maybe there is. Sonic Wave. Oh, he has to use the BKB to be able to stay alive. Armel blinking backwards, staying alive ever so barely. Meanwhile, Jazz, here comes Palos. He's already finished up BCM, and Yuragi trying to slide, trying to dodge, trying to jump over the red. Somebody finish off this man. Palos jumps back and forth, and he dies. Yuragi goes invis, and no, he just finally gets burnt out. They finally get him a dieback on the Bloodseeker. They've caught Jabs as well. He's not going to be able to make it out. Chain stunned for days at this point. OG. An opportunity to close out the game and push it to a game 3. The carry of Fnatic is dead. And they could force a buyback out of the other carry in the Visage.
Triple buyback from OG to convert on that Aegis fight. Fnatic pushing it to the limit here with the Bloodseeker buyback, which is going to cost them dearly. What a crazy fight to take in the river versus Aegis and Cheese. They did get that Shaker jump. So valuable. Now you're in a high ground defense situation. No Bloodseeker for 65. No Sonic Wave for 50. You're going to need one hell of a toss back here.
I mean, it may just push Fnatic into an unwinnable position, but at the same time, it was a team fight that they got a lot of buybacks out of OG.
They got 3.
It's like it simultaneously made the game harder, but also gives them a glimmer of hope. If they can somehow make a dream team fight work, those buybacks being expended by OG, but DJ's been caught, and that is so important. Now Armel blinking forward, but caught immediately. The side double sunstrike in. He's gone. He's got a buyback, diving into the fountain for this Crystal Main. Not going to be able to catch him. Plasma Field, it does. It's enough.
BCM the Maestro putting on a clinic with this Invoker in the late game. He's got cooldowns for days.
Look at Armel, he's waiting it out. He's waiting for the dive. He's waiting for somebody to get close to the fountain. It was Amar, but OG, they didn't go deep enough. Armel couldn't get the kill off of the buyback.
Jabs are tanky, but I don't know if you have the damage to defend your throne here.
Yeah, Palos is about to revive, but OG are going to retreat. They're going to respect it.
Do they? I don't know if this OG team respects anybody in Dota.
They're going to go back in the 4-man smoke, the Regoose, and they're going to go for the Visage Familiar first. Changing him up, they're going for the throne. They have to actually come in. Where's Palos to be able to defend this one? The Eon Death protects Armel. Palos in the back line is getting demolished. Turn around Sonic Wave, but for what?
For a game 3.
No damage whatsoever. It's a game 3.
God, these OG cores, this whole team is so skilled, so hard to beat these late game engagements when they get their items. Splitting the map up, finding the opening. That Ags on Ember, sealing the game.